After 4 hours of debate this afternoon, the Colorado House has passed a bill that would ban the manufacture, purchase, sale, or transfer of so-called assault weapons. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. It defines the term to include 50 caliber rifles or a semi-automatic firearm with a detachable magazine and a modification like a pistol grip or a muzzle brake. Originally, a violation was punishable by a huge $250,000 fine. Then it was made a petty criminal offense. Now it's been changed back to a fine, but a far smaller one, $750. This bill now moves on to the state Senate. How about a live look outside this warm Sunday where we hit 80 degrees in Denver today? Enjoy it though, because before you know it, changes are on the way. Let's bring in Lauren Robinson now for a look at your forecast.
That's right. We officially made 80 degrees today for the first time this year in Denver. Other areas across the Front Range and Eastern Plains also saw some nice warm temperatures. We made it into the upper 80s across the plains again. A little cooler down south in the Springs, a high of just 77 degrees there. Still not too bad. And then those 50s and 60s up in the high country, 70s across the western slope. Now, as we take a look at our current temperatures, we're still not too far from those afternoon highs as we're only at around 5 o'clock. That sun is still shining. It's still beautiful out there, so we still have a little more time to enjoy this weather before the day is over and before wet weather comes in for the next week. So we are still seeing some mild temperatures, but let's go ahead and take a look at our HD Doppler radar where we're also still dry. So we're going to be dry and clear as we go through the rest of the afternoon and into this evening and even into the first half of our day tomorrow. That's why we do still have some red flag warnings in effect. These will be in effect until 5 o'clock this evening, and then they go in effect again tomorrow. This is again almost the entire eastern half of the state where you can see all of the eastern plains, central and southern portions of the Front Range and I-25 corridor, and then even into the high country there, where we're just going to continue to watch for very dry air paired with gusty winds, increasing that fire weather danger. Another story of fire and ice, though, we do have winter storm watches and winter weather advisories that go into effect noon tomorrow through noon Tuesday. That's because we could see up to maybe a foot of snow in a lot of the high country areas. So we will have details about the fire weather danger that continues today and tomorrow. Late storms across Denver Monday night and into early Tuesday, and then that heavy mountain snow. All of that for you just ahead of my full 7-day forecast.
Lauren, thank you. This week, the state agency that regulates Xcel Energy will hear from customers after the planned power outage during last weekend's windstorm. Xcel, remember, intentionally shut off power to tens of thousands of customers across 6 counties during that high wind event. The Colorado Public Utilities Commission will investigate Xcel's actions. They plan to hold hearings that will also consider alternatives for next time besides shutting off the power.
I'd really like to understand, as we move forward from here, what the company sees as those thresholds to deploy these different measures, what kind of the use case, efficacy, and risks are involved with each of them, each of the different measures that they could take.
The PUC's first hearing is on Wednesday. 3 people are seriously hurt today after a crash into a downtown Denver Starbucks last night. This happened around 11:45 at the Starbucks at 17th and Broadway. Police say a woman drove into the front of the store, leaving it damaged. 4 people were inside that car. 3 of them were seriously hurt. 2 went to the hospital. The driver was ultimately arrested on 3 counts of vehicular assault. Police believe that speed and impairment were both factors. In Aurora, a restaurant is now closed today after a fire in the kitchen this morning. Happened a little before 9:30 on East Colfax near Chambers. This is a photo posted by the fire department. It appears to be the Corafay's Cafe, a family-owned soul food restaurant. Firefighters put that fire out quickly, and luckily the business wasn't open yet for the day, so nobody got hurt. Firefighters say they were able to save some memorabilia, some family photos, and artwork that was in the dining area. The restaurant will stay closed while the damage is getting fixed. After years of it being a growing problem, vehicle thefts are now down in Colorado. The Colorado Metropolitan Auto Theft Task Force reports a 30% decrease in vehicle theft since the start of the year compared to 2023. Well, Hyundais continue to be one of the most frequently stolen vehicles in our state. 9 News reporter Brianna Clark shows us how the vehicle manufacturer is now working with Denver police to try to stay ahead of the thieves.
When you park your car, you expect it to be there when you return.
I see the cars come in here that have been stolen, and they have gotten them back, but the cars are just not the same.
Susan Marsh is a technician.
And as soon as it's connected, it will start flashing.
If Hyundai 101 was a class, She could be the professor.
I mean, technology amazes me every single day, but the fact that this is out there and we can do this for the older vehicles is great for the customers.
Today, she's using technology to make sure these Hyundais do not get stolen. Installing new software to better protect these cars from break-ins and the thieves who know how to start a car without a key. Hyundais are the second most stolen vehicle in the state this year, according to Colorado Auto Theft Prevention Authority.
This started over 2 years ago on social media. It's a trend that shows people how to steal vehicles.
Ira Gabriel
All right.
also works for Hyundai. He's hoping these tech updates
Vehicle control interface.
will take them off the list.
We continue to engage in conversations to learn more about what some of the data trends are that law enforcement is seeing.
Hyundai partnered with Denver Police to put on this 3-day event at Empower Field.
We look at this as an opportunity to help police any way we can.
A lot of times they'll contact us and tell us, hey, you know, we're repairing these cars and we're finding this is one of the ways that they're getting into these vehicles. And they share that with us, and they also give us tools to prevent that.
And this vehicle's completed.
Final step,
I have to wait 30 seconds.
make sure the tech update is working. The sound of success.
It'll help them keep it. They're not so worried about it being stolen.
When this car is put in park tonight, Susan says it will be there in the morning.
They can invest in it and know that their vehicle's going to be safe.
841 Hyundai vehicles were updated during the 3-day event, and everyone who attended drove away with one of these. This is a steering wheel lock. You lock your car, you lock your wheel. You put this in your wheel, open it up, makes it hard for someone to turn it, and all you need is the key to get it unlocked. Denver police say that this is a great way to deter thieves. And they also encourage you to sign up for Denver Track. That way, if your car does get stolen, Denver police have an easy way to track it down. Live outside in the parking lot of 9 News. Brianna Clark, 9 News.
Brianna, thank you. This Tuesday is Demolition Day for the Return to Nature Funeral Home in Penrose, Colorado. The EPA already has some of the demo equipment on the property ready to get going. Ahead of the demolition, though, the Fremont County coroner says the day will actually start with a ceremony for the families whose loved ones were found inside that funeral home after the owners were found to have improperly stored dozens of bodies.
Most importantly, we recognize the incredibly difficult circumstances our families and indeed our entire community has endured during this trying time.
The entire building, its foundation, and the top layer of the dirt beneath it will all go to a landfill. Also on Tuesday, the Aurora dentist accused of poisoning and killing his wife will be scheduled to be in court. Prosecutors say he tried to convince somebody else to tamper with evidence. Now that means he's accused of trying to persuade 2 people to help cover up this crime. Prosecutors claim James Craig spent months trying to persuade someone to help him here, even after he was arrested. Last year, prosecutors filed the same felony charge after they say Craig asked a family member to help cover up the crime. His wife, Angela Craig, died last March from lethal amounts of cyanide. Investigators think her husband poisoned her through her protein shake. We expect to learn more information about this new charge in court this week. Craig's trial is set for this summer. Tomorrow, DPS School Board will listen to public comment about a redistricting plan. They'll be changing their district boundaries based on population changes in the most recent census, a sort of population rebalance, if you will. The board has not made these kinds of changes in a decade. Colorado law says school board districts are supposed to be as equal as possible when it comes to population, and right now that's no longer the case. For instance, District 4 has about 33,000 more people than District 2 does. Some community leaders are worried that redistricting will dilute the voices of underrepresented communities. In addition to tomorrow's public comment, the school board will be taking feedback in a survey. You can find that on the DPS website. They expect to vote on the plan on Thursday.